Welcome to our series on the wisdom of Ignatius. I'm Kevin Leidich. I'm a member of the pastoral staff here at El Retiro in Los Altos. Before I came to El Retiro, I taught high school for many years, most recently in Sacramento. And I remember teaching a class of seniors and a course on Ignatian spirituality during a fall semester. And most of the seniors I taught previously as sophomores, so I knew them fairly well. I had one student in the class in September, where it was very hot in Sacramento. And there's one student I taught, and he was very bright, very articulate, a very wonderful student, engaged in the classroom and so forth. I noticed after a couple of days, he seemed kind of tired and listless and distracted. So I saw him alone, and I asked him, "You look a bit tired," which is kind of a generic way of saying, something's wrong. And he said to me, "Yeah, I can't sleep at nights. I just feel anxious. Something's on my mind. I can't get rid of it. It haunts me, and I wish I could move on." And I said to him, "Well, what is it?" Although normally I wouldn't ask, "What is it?" I mean, it's not in my business. But I asked, "Well, what is this thing?" Because I knew him well. He says, "Well, I'm going to college next year, and I'm afraid I won't get along with my roommates." Now, he hadn't even applied to college yet, doesn't know where he's going, what he's going to study, what his major is going to be, how he's going to finance it. And he's all concerned about whether or not he's going to get along with his roommates. That story illustrates to me part of the rules for discernment of spirits that Ignatius gives us. Ignatius experienced that he knows he was influenced by various spirits. And one spirit is contrary to God. And how does a spirit that's contrary to God influence us? Well, it attacks our weakness. It tries to act secretly and acts like a bully. But also that spirit also tries to get us to minimize the good we do and also try to change things we cannot change. It reminds me of the wisdom of the serenity prayer. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That prayer is an excellent way of looking at one aspect of discernment and how God acts in our lives and how the spirit that's contrary to God also acts. Because the spirit that is contrary to God will always tempt us, in whatever context we're in, to try to change things we cannot change. The distant future, the past, other people. And certainly those feelings that haunt us are not of God. How does God act? God gives us courage to change the things we can and the wisdom to know the difference. So that prayer is very important to give us one aspect of Ignatian discernment. And to always remember how the evil spirit will always try to distract us. And one way is to try to change things we cannot change. Thank you for your presence.